who are you really fighting when it comes to spiritual warfare? A lot of us think that we're fighting against people, but we know in the book of Ephesians chapter 6 verse 12 it says, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood but against principalities, powers, spiritual wickedness, high places and rulers of the darkness of this world. Okay, so our enemy is spiritual. Who we're fighting against is spiritual. You know, the Apostle Paul said, if I fought against the beasts of Ephesus according to men. Okay, so Paul was saying that I was fighting against the principalities that was in Ephesus. Ephesus had a principality called Diana over that region in the book of Ephesians chapter 19. But Paul didn't fight that, or he didn't wrestle with that principality by fighting against humans. No, he done it spiritually. How? By bringing the kingdom, the gospel of the kingdom into that region, and it changed everything because the gospel of the kingdom has spiritual power, and he used the gospel of the kingdom, the teaching of it, to displace these principalities and powers. So what we need to understand is that when people come up against you physically, it's not them that you're coming up against, it's actually a spirit behind them. There's a spirit that's motivated them against you. So that's what we're fighting against. We're not fighting against flesh and blood. You're not fighting against your uncle, your auntie, or your boss, or your work colleague. No. You're fighting against spirits that's behind them. So, you know, we need to address the spiritual thing that's happening behind. We can see this throughout the Bible, like in, Ezekiel 28 and Isaiah 12, and we can see it even in the life of Peter. You know, Peter said to Jesus Christ, you know, don't go to the cross. And Jesus Christ said, get thee behind me, Satan, for you savor not the things of God, but of man. So Jesus went behind and saw the spirit that was motivating Peter to tell Christ not to go to the cross. So Christ was addressing the spirit. And that's what you see. He addressed the spirit. So that's what we do in our lives. When we are living as believers, you need to understand that we are living in a spiritual world and in a physical world at the same time, and we need to understand what is happening behind the scenes, and we always address things spiritually, because when you address things spiritually, then it will have a physical manifestation later on down in the line. So your real enemy is demons and principalities that are invisible behind the scene. It's a spiritual enemy. So that's who you're fighting against, not your uncle, your aunt, or your boss at work.